How's it going, guys? Welcome back to a Singaporean Life. I'm your host Jiale, and for today's video, let us take a little trip back in time. So about a year ago, in fact it was also during August when I made this video. Okay, about 1 year ago, I made this video called "Is Nas Daily a Hypocrite?" And starting off, the video didn't do too well, obviously because I'm a small channel after all, right? So only got like 20-30 views, and then a few months later, all of a sudden, the video just exploded, okay? So now it has like 2,400 overviews. For someone with only like 300 plus subscribers, that is quite a lot of views, okay? And the like to dislike ratio, it's about half. I would say it's not bad, okay? Doing a lot better than what I expected the like to dislike ratio to be like, okay? And when the video blew up, I got bombarded with random hate comments every single day, okay? You guys can go ahead and look through the comments of that video. I will try and put it up on the screen over here. So yeah, it's pretty funny. All of his so-called sims came after me and said that I'm the hypocrite, blah blah blah. I think most of them didn't even watch the video, but it seems like 1 year on, I was proven to be 100% correct. Guys, they should get me to predict the winner of the World Cup, dude. Holy crap. I can't believe it. 1 year later, I am correct. Wow. Suck it, haters. Oh, who has the last laugh now? Not you, that's for sure. Oh man, your idol, how he has fell from grace. You took his word as word of God, and look what happens now. Where are you now, haters? Come on, bring it on. Flood this video with hate comments if you want to, because honestly I don't really give a fuck, okay? Like it's your opinion, and you know, this is just my own opinion. You are free to have your own opinion, okay? I don't like to stifle freedom of speech, so if you want to leave a hate comment, go ahead. I only remove comments that are spam comments, but other than that, I'm perfectly okay if you have a different opinion from mine. But man, look at how that has backfired. Oh, how the tables have turned. Okay, so why am I talking about Nas Daily again? For those of you guys who are not aware, he recently got himself into some hot controversy yet again. Okay, so we'll start off from the very beginning. Okay, first off, it's about this tattoo artist. Okay, this was the first thing that happened. Okay, a lot of people weren't aware of this situation. In fact, I wasn't aware of this situation as well. It was really only the second incident before the entire thing blew up, about Nas Daily blew up. So the first incident is basically about how he made use of a 104-year-old tattoo artist living in the Philippines for his Nas Academy stuff. Okay, I don't even know what that is because I don't really follow him, but apparently the allegations were that he was using the 104-year-old tattoo artist to make money off of his so-called Nas Academy. And the allegations were that she did not agree to it, she did not consent to it, and the granddaughter or the grandniece of the tattoo artist is saying that she did not give a consent, she did not sign any contract whatsoever, and she's also saying that people are now misusing or making use of her culture, something like that. Hold on, let me go ahead and check. Sorry, the right word is taking advantage. Yeah, to quote her, she's saying that people are taking advantage of her tribe's culture. Okay, so this incident didn't really blow up. It's only the second incident, which I'll go through right now. Okay, so this post on Facebook by Luis de Guzman Mabulo. Okay, I apologize if I'm butchering any names inside of this video because it's really hard for me to pronounce these names as someone who is not local. So I do apologize for that. Alright, so I'm going to go through the Facebook post right now. I've held my silence for 2 years. However, in light of recent news, it's high time I break it. In 2019, Nas Daily had come to my town to cover my story on the Cacao project. At the time, I was a huge fan watching his clips with my dad daily. At the time, I was gaining some press exposure and building up on opportunities thanks to UNEP's recognition of the work I do in my hometown for my farmers. It was enough that a friend, Shai Lagarde, had referred Nas Daily to us. My family took him and other content creators in as welcome guests, with typical hospitality we are known for. However, in so little time, I was disappointed to learn that the man I looked up to for years was not the bearer of good news he had misled his followers to believe he was. I watched him imitate and mock the local accent and language, vocalizing Tagalog-sounding syllabic phrases, saying it sounded stupid. He repeatedly said that the people of my hometown poor, farmers are so poor, why are Filipinos so poor? Wow. Those are some big allegations. I hope she can back that up, and oh my god. I can see why Nas Daily is in hot water now. Oh man. He said no one wants to hear about farmers or farms. It's not clickable, viewable content. He didn't care about making change or shedding light on real issues. He only wanted content, a good, easy story to tell that would get him more Filipino views. He even joked at the start of the day that all he needed was to put Philippines in the title and he'll rack in millions of views and the comments would come flooding with brainless Pinoy pride comments. Wow, big oof over there. Okay, so first things first. Okay, I'm trying to look at this from a very business perspective. Him as a content creator, this is what he does for a living. Okay, the fact that he wants to go there just to make content to farm for views for his YouTube channel, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong in that. Let's get this straight. Okay, he's just doing his job. He wants to earn money, and that's the whole point of him going there, right? Is to make content. Why else would he go to some random country if he doesn't want to make content on it, right? Why else would he go there in the first place, right? But these kind of jokes, when you expect the content to come from, when you expect the views to come from these people, you should not be making these sort of comments. You know what I'm saying? If he put Philippines in the title, he'll rack in millions of views, probably from the Filipinos, which I would say that's pretty normal. Okay, if you put Singapore in the title, I'm pretty sure a lot of Singaporeans will go and watch the video. If you put Malaysia in your title, probably a lot of Malaysians will go and watch the video. Something like that. That's just how the YouTube algorithm works. Okay, perfectly normal, nothing wrong with that. But the brainless Pinoy pride comments, I think that was taking a little bit too far, and saying how they are so poor. Wow. I mean, to be very honest, what I feel is that it's not wrong to have these kind of thoughts. It's when you vocalize these thoughts, when you say it out, that's when it becomes an issue. Okay, we all have our own I would say inner demons. I don't know if that's the right word to put it, or right phrase to use over here, but sometimes we can't help it when we think of something, right? And that's just how our brain works. But a lot of times you really have to think about whether it is appropriate to say such things in such a time when you are in their country, when you need them to make your content for you. You can't say such things. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to have these thoughts. Maybe you don't like their culture or whatnot, and as a human being, it doesn't mean that you have to like all cultures. There are some cultures that you can choose not to like. There are people that you can choose not to like, and that is perfectly fine. You know what I'm saying? It's perfectly fine to not like their culture, to not like their people, all that kind of stuff. But you don't say these things out. You keep it in, to be respectful, especially when they are the ones hosting you. So you should be respectful and keep that in, even if you dislike it. You know what I'm saying? Alright, let's continue the post. My family received no greetings nor any thanks from him when we received him into our home, going on to say we were only wasting his time. He refused to eat food my mom had spent the whole morning preparing for him, knowing that he'll be tired or hungry. I've worked with journalists, documentary makers, professors who have seen my work, interviewed me and even featured us, and have had no negative experiences that could ever brush up to what I saw that day. Blatant discrimination of my people, no regard for local customs or cultures, and he had built a story in his mind without meaningfully understanding the context of what he was going to cover. As a result, he was disappointed that my work wasn't a perfectly packaged story he had predetermined and imagined. I mean, what visual popcorn can you create out of a farm? I disagree. There are lots of things that you can talk about with regards to a farm. It's not something that we as people living in developed countries see every day. So it's like a different perspective. And for someone like me, I would definitely be interested in more rural or countryside content, because it's not something that we get to experience or see for people living in developed countries, right? You know what I'm saying? So people, that's where your audience would come from. If you think that such things do not have content, do not have any value in terms of content, it's just that you are a bad content creator. It does not mean that the content is bad. I don't think there's any forms of bad content. It's how you are able to present that content to make people want to click on it, to make people want to see. You know what I'm saying? I was fully transparent on our phone call that I didn't think my work would be something he'd be able to visualize, and that there's too many factors to the work I do that wouldn't possibly be covered in under a minute, and that maybe it would come to be the kind of content he wanted in 5 years time, but not now. In his story, he assumed that I replaced coconuts with cacao, when in reality this was unrealistic and absurd, and not the goal of my venture, which is to diversify income streams for farmers. We mutually agreed it was best he should just leave. What a shocker. Okay, by the way, his so-called 1-minute videos and people are basically mocking him now because he made an apology or explanation. No, not apology, sorry, not apology. An explanation video that was 6 minutes long. I thought he was known for 1-minute videos. What happened to that? I should have known better that this man was exploitative and fueling a neo-colonialist oh my god, neo-colonialist narrative using our need for foreign validation. I've stayed silent because I knew that I would face backlash for calling out on this man. After all, it's easy to take his words over mine. And I've been haunted with the knowledge that he could manipulate years of my work with a single carelessly misinformed video. I chose to stay silent about it. I will not risk my hometown and the farmers here who benefit over an affront by some influencer. I told myself that if he really was like this, it will come to light eventually. And now he has overstepped and had the audacity to do the same to Wang Ot and the Buttbot tribe. Okay, that is the 104-year-old tattoo artist that I was talking about. Yet I still see Filipinos defending Nas despite the statements from Gracia, a fully able-bodied representative of a tribe and of Apo Wang Ot, our most revered and iconic artist. Yeah, I don't get it. Where is all these people coming from? Like, where are all these supporters coming from? If you are Filipino, shouldn't you be the most angry? Why would there still be Filipinos defending him? Are you that blind? I know there's a lot of people blindly simping nowadays, but I think that's more relevant to egos. I'm not sure how it would relate to Nas Daily, but it seems like he does have his own army of simps that are just so blinded by him that they cannot tell what is right from wrong. And personally, I find that absolutely hilarious. Okay, Gracia, you did what I never had the courage to do until today, and if you ever read this, you are not alone in your experience. I stand with you and hope you can get justice and the compensation your tribe deserves from exploitative content creators. The fact that he refused to take down the cause until Gracia took her post down is a clear sign of systematic silencing, and a hope that they want to continue their money making from our culture. And now his response to the issue illustrates a video of Apo Wang Ot signing a dubious contract, the same strategy colonizers used to mislead indigenous people to sell off their land, happening now action in the 21st century, except instead of land is data and content and tradition being sold. Filipinos should stand together on this. We are not content to be exploited. We are not culture to be capitalized. We are not people to be romanticized, or poverty to set the scene for benevolent saviors. We are more than what the world thinks of us. People like Nas Daily are the new wave of colonialism in today's world, and I've been silent since 2019, but I cannot for the life of me sit silently any longer over this. I've threaded this into my message for years. Support local farmers, take action to aid marginalized groups, protect the vulnerable, and empower them to stand up for themselves too. We can only ever set the ground and pave the way for others. This has always been my belief, and ever since this experience, I've been mistrustful of anyone who would want to cover or feature what I have done. I've looked at everyone with more suspicion, and I resolved myself to hold no tolerance for affronts of this nature, because I refuse to expose the people I care about to discrimination or exploitation in this way. I have absolutely no filter for anyone who tries to anymore. Gracia had the steel to do what I couldn't back then, to call out the injustice brought about by exploitative behavior Nas Daily normalized and her people did not deserve. And now I speak up to amend my silence and put this resolve into action. Let's support our Kababayans and rid ourselves of neo-colonialism or colonial mentality. Nas chases Filipinos for content because he knows his validation of our country gives him fame. We dictate the tide, we dictate the trend and virality. Let's put our own forward instead. Filipinos have the ability to make our country great if we set aside our differences, refuse exploitation like this, and work in the interest of the Philippines and the Filipino. Thank you, Shai, for shedding light on this. End of the Facebook post. Okay, and I also want to take this point and address it to some of the hate comments that I got on my previous video. People are saying I should be grateful to him for making videos on my country, and that makes absolutely no sense to me. Why should I be grateful just because he's making videos of my country? I can do that myself. We have our own content creators. We don't need him. We don't need anyone to make videos of our own countries. We can of our own country. We can do that ourselves. Like, why should I be grateful at all? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So you make a video on my country and I should be grateful? What? And people are saying how I shouldn't be hating on him because of all the good that he's done for our country. But honestly, what has he even done? What? Tell me. What has he done for our country? He hasn't done shit. It's not him. It's the government. It's not him at all. It's the people. Okay? We are the ones progressing this country, not him. The people working hard every day. The government in their offices. Some people are probably going to disagree, but this is not a video on politics. Okay? Yeah, it's not him. Okay? Whew. Man, I had a lot of fun making this video because, you know, now I just get to absolutely shit on all the haters in that previous video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you're Nas Daily simp, then sure, come at me. If you're someone who has finally seen the light, then please do leave your comments down below as well. I'd like to hear what you guys think of the entire situation. And yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you have, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And of course, subscribe to this channel if you guys would like to see more of such future content. Follow me on all my social media platforms. And until the next time, I'm your host, Jiale. Peace.